Well, thanks for being on Yakking With Ya Jagoff. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
We've seen some of the pictures. We showed some video, but these are amazing. The intricacy.
Yeah,
like,
thank you. I take an overall image. For example, this Heinz Ward. I take an overall image and I really just research and find everything I possibly can about Heinz Ward. And then I just doodle, and I call it a doodle. Other people call it other things. And I just start building it like a sculpture and just putting in all of his history and his accomplishments and awards and where he went to high school and everything. It's kind of like a research and a visual biography is what I call them. You know, it's funny how it started. I've been an engineer. I started off in art, and then I went for engineering because I figured, you know, no one makes money in artwork. That's what they always tell you before you start your college. So I decided to go for civil engineering. I've done that for 10 years, and then in 2007, whenever they cut our hours back, I decided to try and start selling my artwork. And it's really just blossomed from there. I took the leap and went to a flea market and tried it, and now I'm doing commissioned pieces for MBA's fiancés.
So the parents are proud. A lot of engineering dollars, education dollars, and now you're doodling.
Right, right. My parents used to scold me all the time for drawing every book that I own. But it's funny, now my dad manages my store down in the Strip District.
Well, let's get into a little bit here, because I've seen some notes on here. Now, this little note sheet looks like what my notebooks look like in college. It's just jazz all over it. Nobody can ever copy my notes, because they would never steal them because they wouldn't know how to interpret it. But tell us about the process, what you're working on here.
Well, they're visual biographies. Actually, it's funny, the name was invented after the artwork was generated. I just decided to figure that I would take an overall image and put a bunch of related images inside, and I didn't know what to call it for 4 years, and then it hit me, it's a visual biography. Well, what I do is I take the overall image, I take something that people are going to know, and what's better than Heinz with a smile. I take that overall image, and then I just start writing all the information inside. Sometimes it's going to be a picture, sometimes it's going to be a word. But I try and make it very personal, so whenever this person would see it, they're really going to melt. It's going to be their entire life inside of images. For example, here's his mother's name in Korean. Everybody that knows and loves Heinz Ward knows that he's definitely a mama's boy. There's his mother's name in Korean. He was a consumer ed degree in high school. He graduated from Georgia, obviously. He was the MVP of the Super Bowl. He's also got a tattoo of Mickey Mouse doing the Heisman on his right arm. These are things, it takes a lot of research to come up with these, but once it's there, I think they'd appreciate it. Everything down to the dancing with the stars and getting all 10s by the judges.
How did all this start?
Actually, I drew the first one for my dad whenever I got, they cut our hours at work. So I figured I was just going to give my dad, rather than buying something that year, I would draw him something. It was the first time I drew anything in about 10 years. And I drew him what we call the Pittsburgh football collage. And I gave it to him. People liked it. They wanted reproductions. So I gave them to a couple family members. And then my brother-in-law asked if I would do his college. So I did his college, and his fraternity brothers liked it. And I went, maybe I don't have to be an engineer my whole life.
Yeah, hello.
Right. Not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But you know, if art's the dream, then I realized that I could see my dream come true through doodles.
Yeah. Well, hey, you have a question from Twitter we put out there.
Okay.
You wanna? What's the question from Twitter?
There's a few of them.
Okay. You pick one and we'll ask.
Steel Dad.
All right.
From @SteelDad. What's the harder draw? TP's hair or Kiesel's beard? My goodness. Well, Kiesel's beard, I think anybody could draw that bunch of vertical lines, so I'd have to say TC's hair.
Now, I have a question. When you're drawing, do you stick your tongue out like that? Like
no.
When you're intently drawing?
I don't. That's why I kind of sit on this exercise ball as opposed to a chair, so I can actually get lower to the ground. I usually pretty much hunch over like this so my chiropractor loves me.
Do your eyeballs fall out at night?
I do tend to get kind of close. And once I can taste the paper, I know it's time to go to bed.
In honor of you taking the time here, we'd like to donate $50 to one of your favorite nonprofits, and who would you like that to be?
Hands down, Wounded Warrior Project.
Wounded Warriors, okay, $50 to them on behalf of
Thank
you
you
for taking
very
the time.
much.
All right, now Chris, you know, I don't want to be shown up by you here, so I took some time to make a little drawing, and these are the things, like you said, I did a little visual biography of me, and
right.
This is the picture here, and I'd like to know what you think. These are what's important to me. There's me, my son, my daughter, my dog. I mean, you know, if you like, I'd even sign it for you. You know, we can donate it to somebody. I'm ready to autograph it if you like. So I mean, you think maybe you could give me a little bit of pointers? Maybe I could drink more beer out of your refrigerator tonight, and I could stay here like 6-7 hours through the night, and you could give me some tips. What do you think?
No chance, you Jagoff.